Okay, so this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to install or sideload apps on Fire TV, Google Nexus, and NVIDIA Shield. So basically any system that supports Android Play Store. I'm going to show you 3 different ways that I've actually been doing it in the past. And the best thing about this is how easily you can actually get used to it. So first time, once you learn it or once you go through all the features of it, after that it should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to use 2 different apps, ES File Downloader and a new app called Downloader itself. The ES File Downloader, there are 2 different ways I'm going to show you in this video. The first one is when you connect your cloud account, how do you directly install something from your cloud, and then the second one is going to be how you're going to use a LAN network. This is going to be helpful if you have a private network or if you have a cloud drive set up in your home as well. Most of you might not, but the other 2 ways that I'm going to show you is going to help you out installing those apps as well. And then finally, the other app that we are going to look at is called Downloader, and I'm going to show you a few tricks of how to quickly install an app from any given location. So without further ado, the first thing I'm going to do is, this is my Fire TV that's currently going on. Let me just turn the video on so I can show you the full screen. As you can see right now, I actually have the 2 apps that I'm talking about. The ES File Downloader, this is what it should look like, and the Downloader app itself. The link will be in the description itself. If you can't find them, just go through those as well. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up the ES File Downloader real quick here. Okay, first thing that I'm actually going to do is I currently don't have anything installed as far as my cloud is concerned. So what you do is, once your file actually downloads, you scroll down to where it says network, and under network you're going to choose cloud. Okay, and then once you're in cloud, you probably want to go down to the section where it says new, or it will actually bring up a pop-up which will show you which cloud platform do you want to use. So it has SugarSync, it has DropBox, it has tons of different drives that you can actually choose, and whichever that you have, you can choose from that location. I'm going to go ahead and choose DropBox. Right, and let me bring the keyboard up real quick. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video real quick while I put my email address. Just give me 2 minutes. Alright, so I went ahead and actually added my Dropbox account itself, and as you can see, it's actually available under my cloud drive. You can add as many cloud drives as you want, or as many accounts that you have. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to add the Dropbox, and if I go ahead and open it up real quick, this should give me all the folders and the file structure that I have within my Dropbox itself. So if I open it up real quick, oops. Okay, I'm just having a hard time trying to select the Dropbox because I'm actually using the Android Fire TV app. Just want to make sure that I'm actually in the right place. Okay. Right there. Okay, so as you can see, I can actually open up the cloud drive itself, and for the sake of this video, I actually have downloaded an app called Kodi. because I'm pretty sure that's one of the famous ones out there. And just to make it a bit more complex, I put it in my public folder. So, it actually navigates to the app itself. And if I scroll down to it, you just scroll down to it as if you're just navigating within the file structure. And right there, this is the Kodi app. In case if you don't have this, I'll actually share the link for the download as well. But you just go ahead and tap on it. It will take a couple of minutes. It will just go ahead and try to open the package, and then it should give me the option of installing it. Okay, right there. So since the only option that you're going to choose right here is the install. The user interface of ES is a bit sketchy when it comes to the icons or the way you can select the information, but you just need to make sure that you're installing it. And once you're there, go ahead and tap on install. Now, I did actually forget to mention one more thing. When you are doing this, make sure that you have the third-party installation turned on. Once the Kodi installs, I'll actually go ahead and show you. On the Android, it's pretty straightforward. On the Fire TV as well, it's pretty straightforward as well. You need to make sure that the third-party installation is turned on, or else it would not let you download any or install any other apps that are not part of the Play Store app. So we'll give it a couple of minutes for it to go ahead and install it. And once this installation ends, this would be the first way of doing it. So what we did was we used ES File Explorer. We connected a cloud account. In our case, it was Dropbox. And then from the Dropbox, we just uploaded an APK file and we just went ahead and installed it completely. And there you are. That's Kodi right there. I think there is a new version out there, but just for the sake of it, you can install it and you should be good to go. Now, if I go back to the home page, I want to just show you something real quick. If I go down to where it says settings, and this is for everyone out there, this is actually Fire TV. Okay, so for all those that are not sure of how to install the app from a third-party source, what you're going to do is, I'm going to just show you from the top. If you go back to your home page, and then from your home, you're going to go down to where it says settings. Under settings, you're going to scroll down to where it says device. Oops, I think I just missed it. Right here under device. And then under device, you're going to go down to where it says developer options. Just open it. And then the one that you do want to be on is app from unknown sources, and just make sure this is turned on. As long as this is on, you should be able to go ahead and install third-party APKs, and that's how you can get Kodi or any other third-party apps that you would like to have. So that takes care of the first option. So if I go down to where it says your apps and games, I should be able to go ahead and see Kodi that I just installed. So if I go down to where it says see all, and right here, this is the app that I just installed. And I actually have lots of testing app, because that's the thing that I do. I actually have a testing profile as well. So for me, this is a very important thing that I keep on constantly transferring the files back and forth using my file manager, and for me ES works perfectly fine. This is till I actually came across a much easier option, and this is if I go into ES. And for this, you will have to have a couple of things. You have to have a personal cloud, or you need to have some kind of a network setup where your Fire is connected to the same internet as your other devices are. In my case, I actually have a cloud hard drive, which means that if I go down to where it says LAN, and if I go down to where it says LAN, and then it's actually showing that I already have a personal cloud on there. So in my case, I actually have a Seagate, which is an external cloud drive. And what I do is I actually have a folder called public. And then if I scroll down to public, and if I have APKs in here, but this is a different APK just for the sake of this video. And I can go ahead and open up the APK directly from the drive. And it should be able to go ahead and launch it. The same thing that I showed you in the past, it will show you cancel, mark it, and install. Most of the time you should be choosing the option that says install, and it will go ahead and install it for you. I already have it, so I'm not going to go ahead and go any further. So that's the two ways. The first way was, as I shared, you need to go to the ES file loader and you actually go down, connect a cloud drive. You can create a free account with Dropbox. I think they give you about 2 GB of free space, and that should be plenty if you keep on clearing your memory and then installing directly from your cloud drive. So that should be okay as far as your app is not giant, about 2 gigs. Then you would definitely need to use the other option, which is the LAN, which is you go down to your ES file downloader, you go to your LAN drive, you make sure that you have a private LAN connected to your internet, and then you can directly transfer a file from your LAN onto your respective device, which is a Firefox, Android, or a Google Nexus TV. So those takes care of 2 options. The other option, and the most interesting one that I'm going to show you now, is the new app called Downloader. So if as you can see, right next to ES is the Downloader. So if you go ahead and open it up, and Downloader is pretty straightforward. It's hold on, let me just. Right now, the good thing about Downloader is you have to just present the app itself or the link, and it will go down there and actually present you the option of downloading it. So what I would suggest is, I actually have something like a Wiser here. I would suggest that for the sake of this testing, or just to make your life easier, you need to go ahead and download the Android Fire TV or Android remote control app, so that you don't have to type the whole thing. You can make it much more simpler and easier by doing it. I'm going to show you how I do it as far as the TV is concerned, right? So I'm going to go out of this app for a minute, and I am going to open up the URL that I'm going to present into the Fire TV itself, right? So let's say I have a file that I want to install using the downloader. You can type the whole path here. So it would be a bunch of alphanumeric characters, the special symbols. You'll have to type all that in. Or what you can do is you can actually copy the URL, you can paste it in the Fire TV remote, and you just hit go. That's how simple it should be. So I'm going to show you from the top how to do this. If you have, let's say, if your app is present into your Dropbox account, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in real quick. And let's say I have an app that I would like to install. So this is an app right here, the Kodi. And I would say copy public link, and I would just say copy to clipboard. Okay, now you can transfer this to your phone in any given way, but I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's say I'm gonna do it via my Gmail. So I'm gonna go ahead and compose an email just like you do normally. And I'm just going to go ahead and email it to myself. And I would just paste it and hit send. Now you can imagine how hard it would be to type this whole link as step by step. You probably will make a mistake, and then the URL will fail, and then you'll have to restart typing again. So instead of doing that, I prefer doing the copy paste. And let me just minimize this real quick. So since I have that email set up on my phone itself, right here, I come down here and I would long click on it. I would say copy URL, and then so this is my Fire TV app, and on the right side is what my TV looks like, right? So you can see that I'm already there. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe all of this out, and then I would just go ahead and paste the link, right? And then just tap enter. It's going to say connecting. It's going to take a couple of minutes to connect to my cloud drive, and then it will go ahead and directly download the APK for me. It might throw an error because if you remember, I already installed Kodi earlier. So it might just say that it's already installed, or it might fail. But the idea is that you should be able to go ahead, get a link, and then send it to yourself at any given point of time. Okay, and now it's giving me the option of installing the Kodi again. So that's how straightforward it is. If you have a URL which is public, which is shared easily, you can always go ahead and download it from there. One other way you can do this is if you already have a Dropbox, or if you already have what kind of app that you're looking to install. Let's say this is the app that I want. I can actually say share. I'm hoping create a link, and then you say copy link. So you can directly do this from the phone itself as well. So I went ahead and copied a link. Now I'm going to go ahead and open my Fire TV. Let me just go back out of this, and then I need to just go down to my home page, launch downloader. I would just go ahead and delete the old one since I already have that. Oops. Just make sure that you actually clear out the path that you have there. So just tap on it, completely wipe the path out. Long press, hit paste, tap enter. Wait for it to find it, and you can directly do this from your phone as well. So any APK that you have, it's much more simpler that you can actually install, and then you just go ahead and hit install, and it will go ahead and install the app for you. So that's how straightforward it is. Downloader, you just need the URL, but if you are going to constantly transfer stuff from your cloud drive or your LAN drive, it is suggested to use the ES file downloader. Just for a one-off thing, I think download is an awesome option, and you should be able to go ahead and use that as well. Feel free to comment below and let me know if you have any questions. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.